Hi there, welcome back to the range. So today I am reviewing a little Chinese air rifle. Okay, now a bit of confusion about this air rifle. So we have a manual here and a box, comes in a box. And on this it says model B2-4P, model B22 and 2-1 and so on. So this is the box it comes in, okay? And there's just nothing in here really. There's a couple of bits of polystyrene and a bit of plastic, and this is the gun. It's quite a nice little gun, quite cheap. We'll place the American price down below. Okay, so there's the operating manual. Now we think, well, who makes this gun? It doesn't say in the manual. There's nothing to say in the manual who makes this gun. So we looked it up online, and either Norconia make it or SMK, which is Sport Marketing, make it. We're not sure who makes this gun. Anyway, doesn't matter. Someone makes it because it's here. So let's have a quick look at it. Now this is really a small, fun plinking gun. This it's a spring gun in 177 caliber. Okay, quite nice. Nice little wooden stock. Little rubber recoil pad on the back, which is a hard one, non-ventilated. There's no safety catch on this. Okay, quite interesting. The trigger is very much over to this side of the gun. So I think that's just, maybe you could just push it over and bend it, or it's meant to be like that. When you actually feel it over to the side, it actually feels quite nice, but it looks a bit strange because it's actually almost outside of, or a little bit outside of the trigger guard. So I think that is not ideal, but it feels comfortable, but it's not ideal because it could catch on something. Okay, nice little fibre optic sight on the back here, a couple of little green fibre optics, and a nice, very bright red front sight with the cover, the front sight guard. I like that, I really do. Okay, let's have a look at it. Yeah, the sight really is nice. It's a couple of greens with a red in the middle, very easy to pick up. If you're teaching to people to shoot, it'd be ideal. Okay, the rear sight is fully adjustable, left, right, up and down. Very nice. And that's pretty much it. It probably does exactly what it says on the box. This is a sub $100 air rifle in America, and it has here a barrel catch, so you can push that forward and that unlocks the barrel. If you don't do that, the barrel's locked. Okay, little catch there, okay, and so on. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of pellets through it and see how accurate it is out of the box. We've never fired this one before. The pellets we're using are our good old favourite Air Arms Diablo pellets. We love these pellets. They're really nice pellets. I think they're made by H&N for Air Arms. Air Arms don't make their own pellets. Obviously H&N are super quality pellets. They're brilliant pellets. So what we'll do is we'll give this a whiz at 10 yards and then we'll take it down out to 25 yards. Okay. So here we go. Right, I'm going to fire this at 10 yards, freestanding, and what I'm looking for more than anything is the groupage, because we haven't adjusted the sights at all to try and, well, we haven't shot it. So we're going to just see, I'm going to aim dead center every time, and hopefully we can get a decent grouping. Let's give it a go. It's just above the bullseye by about 8 millimeters. There's no play in the trigger. The trigger, I was taking up the tension. It's quite tight, but it just goes. There's no pull at all, no sort of first stage, nothing. It's like you pull the trigger, this thing's going off. That's interesting. So we fired that one, and the gun opened once it was fired. Now that might be the fact that the barrel lock wasn't locked in. Let's fire a few more and find out. We're checking the barrel, definitely locked in. Right, let's give it a go. Can't see where that went. Okay, so those are the first 5 rounds through this brand new gun, never shot before. Now there might have been dirt in the barrel, there might have been fouling, there might not have been, I really don't know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once we dialed it in a bit here, this one I was actually trying to play with the sight. So it's a 1-inch group. That's 10 yards freestanding. Yeah, it's not great. We're going to try it now 25 yards. off a bench rest, and we'll see how we do with that. I actually quite like this gun, very little recoil. For the money, I think it's great. I mean, you could shoot squirrels and stuff with this, no problem at all. I think probably we had the barrel actually opened after the first shot, but I think now it's fine, and it seems to, the catch is holding. So I really like this. For the money, I mean, it's only probably 5 pounds in weight, somewhere around there. Hopefully we can post that at the bottom of this video. And I think for kids starting out, it's quite big, so probably for older kids, sort of 12, 13 upwards, this is a great gun to start shooting with and learning to shoot. Yeah, great value for money, I'd say. So let's have a look at the 25-yard setup. So one thing I would say, and this is a criticism a lot of the guns we have coming in, the sight here, I mean, at 10 yards is okay, you can sort of, it's not so big, but at 25 yards, the sight actually obscures a 2-inch target. So you can never be really accurate with this. You need a much finer front sight. We'll stick a scope on this in the next couple of days and see how we can do with a decent scope and see if we can get some really good groups. And we'll tack this onto the end of the video. Okay, so first impressions of this little gun here. Right, so 10 yards we got here, and at 25 yards, this is where we're going. Now 25 yards with this large front sight here, that is completely obscured. So really, what we're going to do is stick a scope on here. It's got a little 11mm rail that we can stick a scope on. We'll stick a hawk scope on there and see if we can get this gun to give me a sub 1-inch group at 25 yards. Now sub 1-inch for air rifles is quite wide, but at the end of the day, this is a cheap budget air rifle. It's going to have a budget barrel. So if we can get a sub 1-inch at 25 yards, I'd be relatively happy with that. Never going to win a competition, but for the money, I think it's a great little gun. Now, one of the things I said earlier about the trigger, it's got no play at all. It has about 2mm. Once this thing's cocked, it's got about 2mm, but it's so imperceptible. And then you're straight into the trigger, and the trigger, it snaps. It's quite a heavy pull, and then it just snaps. I quite like it. It's not ideal. It's not a match trigger, but it's interesting. One of the things you can see, this came out of the factory. The trigger's sort of escaping from the trigger guard here onto one side. It has some lateral movement. We could probably just, no, can't press it back over, can't bend it over. So it is there. So it's a little pressed trigger. It's got quite a nice shape to it, but it's just a pressed bit of plate. Anyway, Chinese air rifle, 10 rounds through it. I quite like it. That's quite good fun. All right, let's stick a scope on it and see how we can do. We put a hawk scope on here. Now this is a really nice 30-30 duplex hawk scope, and as you know, I really like hawk scopes. They're out of the UK, probably made in China, but the UK guys are basically making sure the quality is right, a bit like Apple and China as well. And for the money, the price point on these hawks is really good. We really like them. Now this is a perfect airgun scope. It's got the parallax ring at the front here, and it's a 3-9, I think it's a 3-9. Yeah, 3-9 by 40. So really nice scope, and sports match mounts, again out of the UK. These are manufactured in the UK. Sports Match have introduced some new boxes, which is quite nice, better than their last packaging. Sports Match mounts are phenomenal. We've been using them for 20 years, and we love these mounts. They're really, really good. Now, we've just fired about 20 rounds through this gun, and we can't get it to group. Now, there'll be a reason for that. Well, firstly, let's look at the quality of the product. If you think this gun in the States is sub $100, so the question is with a $100 gun, how good is this barrel going to be? Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to the barrel. We've got excellent pellets, mounts and scope, perfect. But we can't get this gun to group. And it might be the fact it's a new barrel, but you've got to say, well, how good can the quality be of the rifling within a sub $100 gun? So we'll have a quick look down the barrel. And it doesn't really have any rifling to speak of. That's interesting. It's more like a shiny mirror with some reflective rifling in it. So I would say there's literally Yeah, there's literally no rifling as such. So for kids messing around and just plinking at tin cans and stuff, this gun will do it. I don't think I'd hunt game with it. I don't like the idea of shooting at game with something that's not pinpoint accurate. So if you can't take a headshot on a squirrel and guarantee it, we don't want animals running around injured. So I'm not sure I would shoot game with it. I don't think I would. What we're going to do is we're going to put 200 rounds through this, and then we'll see if we can get a better grouping. Maybe the barrel will wear in a bit, but there is literally no rifling in this. It's like a shiny barrel with it's almost like it's like a rimfire rifle that's had 10,000 rounds through it. And when that, you can sort of see the rifling, but it's not really there anymore. It's like a mirror with a bit of rifling showing. That's what this barrel's like. And this is new. So that's the Chinese gun. Yeah, and definitely the Hawk scope and the Sports Man's top quality. Chinese gun maybe not so much, but for a bit of fun, shooting a few tin cans, yeah, it's fine.